seasoned secret weapon. How are you gonna get in the reps? What are you gonna do? What if the weather sucks? We're gonna talk about it in this video, so check it out. Hey everybody, it's Eric Johnson from Air Throws Nation. In today's video, what we're going to talk about is off-season training, getting in as many reps as possible by focusing on what you're doing technically and not chasing distance. So today I'm joined by one of my ace stud throwers, Carson, and he's going to be demoing today. And one of the things we're talking about in this video is wall throws. It's a great tool, and especially for our athletes that are going to be training in bad weather conditions. Here in the US, we're going to be venturing into winter, and a lot of our athletes are going to be hitting indoor facilities. So the reason we're giving you this luxurious backdrop is to basically show you that you don't need anything fancy. If you have the ability to just find a brick wall or concrete wall in your gym or anywhere in your facility that's indoors, you've got exactly what you need. And if you can get yourself a throwing ball like this, you'll be able to have just all the tools you need to really maximize your off-season training and really prepare for the next outdoor season. So what we're going to do today is just kind of go through some simple things if we're training for the discus especially. So if you're lucky enough to have a facility where you have a net and can throw a discus, that's great. But the wall throw is a great alternative. It's something that we do every year here in Arizona, and we have fantastic weather for throwing, and we are outdoors training, but we do spend and elect to have a couple of days a week where we're throwing into the wall, largely for the fact that our throwers are going to focus on what they're doing with their technique, and they're not going to be concerned about distance because we're throwing into a wall and the ball cannot go anywhere but the wall. By default, you're no longer looking at how far the implement's going, and you're really paying attention to your technical positions and feeling. Wall throws are a simple way to get in a lot of reps in a short period of time, and you can get high volume of throwing. And again, what we do with the throwing chain reaction system, we're working our 6 pillars, and we're going to start throws from the stand throw position, or what we call as a pre-block. But for the sake of simplicity today, we're going to go through our sequence, and we're just going to go from a stand throw to a modified wheel, which again is just our name for a half turn or 180 or whatever you want to call it. Then we're going to move into what we do is a kind of a traditional South African, and then we'll work into some full throws, and we'll do some restricted motion full throws, which we call a wind-up one start. Carson is a collegiate athlete now, so he'll be starting his collegiate career this spring, and so while I've got him, he'll be demoing and using a 2-kilo ball, which I think is a great tool for most high school guys, and for a lot of high school girls, I recommend the 1.6-kilo ball because throwing the overweight is going to slow you down, allow you to feel positions, and develop throwing strength at the same time. Now, when we're throwing and we're throwing wall throws, we want to be thinking about things like the orbit, stretch reflex. When we start with a stand throw, we're focusing on all of those things. So we want to see the high point in the orbit. We want to see, go ahead, I'll have you put yourself into the high point. So this is something actually we've been working on with Carson's throw. So when we hit that high point, we're going to create that nice counterbalance position. We've got the long balance here. We've got the block leg, and the counterbalance arm. And so we're going to have him lift his high point up a little bit more, and that's going to have him load. And now he's going to feel himself loading up the delivery leg. So we'll go ahead, and now he'll be able to wind into that position. So we're going to work delivery leg, block arm, and we're going to be concentrating on the orbit. And these are some of the things that you want to focus on when you're working on your stand throws and you're throwing into the wall. So go ahead. Okay, good. So one of the things, again, we're going to notice, we're going to just like we pointed out, we want to make sure that we're hitting the high point. We're going to want to make sure that he's loaded up, creating the right axis, and we're going to be moving the ball out and around and into the wall. So you're going to notice that what we're training him to do is kind of counterbalance, have the left foot kind of off the ground. It can touch, but we want to make sure that we set that good, clean power position angle. And we talked about this in a YouTube video a few weeks ago. So go ahead, we're going to have him demo again. And we're going to watch, and we're going to be concentrating on rhythm. And what we're going to do is we're going to do 3 quick throws, and we're going to go ahead and go through. Okay. Good. So we're trying to work on making sure that his hip's coming all the way around. Now watch as he goes and gets the ball, he comes back, and he's going to be able to just keep a nice general tempo, get himself back into his throwing position, set up his rhythm, work his orbit, work his path. And so what we're going to be doing is we're going to be working on getting over the axis and then pushing the hip and the knee into the throw. So again, you're going to notice we just banged out 3 quick throws in a really short period of time. That's the whole point and the advantage of a wall throw. But the key thing here is when we're throwing into the wall, again, not only are we getting in more reps in a short period of time, so if we have an hour of wall throws, we're going to be able to get a ton of reps because we're not out retrieving implements. So even if you're lucky enough to have, like most of the club kids in our program, we're all throwing at least 4 discs at a time. And so what happens when they do that, we're getting more total reps, but there's still the time of having to go out to the field. Here, by the time you would have to go out and retrieve an implement, with a nice thing about a wall throw is that you're just going to be able to go get the ball, repeat, and just be able to get a ton of throws in. So in an hour period of time, you can get a ton of reps in, and it's a great way to approach your training and really maximize that off-season time so that you're going to get the most out of your preseason prep and have a better 2020 season. Okay, so with today's video, again, one of the things is with the stand throw, what we're working is pillar 5, 6. We're trying to simply focus on, like we said, the orbit, stretch, reflex, separation, and we're going to work on delivery and block leg, block arm sequencing. So you can see, just working on your stand throw. With the wall throw, again, it's going to allow you to not focus on distance, really feel and work position. Also, you should set up your cell phone, get yourself a tripod, set up video so you can look and review. So in the next video, what we're going to talk about is the modified wheel. That's what we refer to it in the throwing chain reaction system. So hopefully you found today's video helpful. The point of today's video is to make sure you understand you've got to put in your time, focus on the technique, get in your reps, and that is what's going to lead to big throws fast. All right, thanks so much for watching. If you like this video, be sure to hit that thumbs up, comment below on anything else you'd like to see, and we will see you on the next video. What today we're going to talk about are modified wheels, and that is basically what we're setting up in the throw. And one of the key things that we're going to be doing is, one, we're trying to get in a lot of reps